Good morning, everyone. We're here with another Technique Tuesday episode, and I don't have the episode number in the description because I can't remember which episode number we're on. It's Krista Ritzkis with Simply Creating, and today we are going to continue our series on Distress Oxide Inks. I have said before, I'm having a lot of fun with these. I don't typically gravitate toward complicated or time-consuming techniques. I am a more simple crafter, which is hence my business name, Simply Creating. And what I do love are techniques that are easy, that look like you spent lots of time on them. That's what I love. And I think this technique that we're going to cover today is one that does just that. So again, let's go over a little bit about what these inks are. They are a mix of water-based and pigment-based inks. They do not dry quickly. They are a bit of a challenge to stamp with because it's not crisp and clean, but if you want kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? You want an image that isn't crisp and clean, then these would be good for that. They react with water, and that's what I'm going to show you today, what that looks like. They take, like I said, they take a while to dry, and so you can grab your heat tool or let things dry naturally for a while, but it does take a while. And we now have even more in stock. I just checked it before I came on live, and there's even more of these in stock. I didn't even count them. There's got to be, not all of our colors are in yet, but almost all of them are, which is really awesome. The one color I wanted to use today is not, so I didn't use it because I thought I don't want to show you something you can't buy right now. But these three are, and these have to be some of my favorites, especially these two. I love working with those two, and this one is beautiful as well. So what we're going to do today is, well, last week I showed you a little bit about how you can sponge the surface of cardstock and then spritz it with water to create kind of a mottled look, and you can blend the colors together and all that kind of stuff. Today we're going to do a smooshing technique that will show you how you can create a really beautiful background without having, you don't even need the foam tool. Okay, so I have two pieces of the watercolor cardstock, the Distress watercolor cardstock. I'm going to do one with one side and one with the other. Now, again, I apologize. This stuff isn't available right now. But you can do this technique with regular cardstock as well. It just might take longer to dry, or it won't take as much water because it's not as thick. But yeah, so what you're going to need, again, is your all-purpose mat. You will need this mat because we're going to get messy on here. You're going to want a spray bottle or spray pen, your chosen inks. I'm sticking with 3 because I find 2 doesn't do as much and 4 is too many. You'll probably want some paper towel, you'll want your messy rag to clean up, and you will want your heat tool today. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to move this stuff off to the side a little bit. And what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to pull my sleeves up so I don't get ink on them. I'm going to take my ink pads and I'm actually going to just tap them right on my all-purpose mat, just like that. Close the lid, do the other one. You just need a little bit. And my third one. So this one's super, super juicy. I'm going to tell you that right now, and it looks like I just transferred some. Oh, well, that's okay. This one's really juicy. I'm not sure why the difference, but now what we're going to do is take our spray pen and watch what happens when I spray this. Do you see how the paint or the ink is just beading right up? So here's the fun part, and this is where we get a little messy. You might actually want a set of tweezers, just because you might get pretty messy. Now I'm going to start with the more smooth side, and we'll see where we go from there. I might actually add, where did I put my spray? There it is. I'm going to add a bit more water because I really want these to run together. I don't know if you can see that, but right here the colors are starting to run together, which is really cool. I love that. And I'm going to make it really good and wet. Let's put that there so I don't run out. And now what I'm going to do is just put my paper right on this. And you see what happens? Isn't that cool? And I can make it run across. Now I'm going to pick up some more. Well, maybe I want the blue, the peacock feathers to stay near the bottom. But I can cover my whole paper, or even just parts of it. Now I'm getting messy, right? I did tell you this stuff gets messy, right? I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to grab my other piece as well. And I'm going to use the textured side just to see, because I don't want to leave anything on my mat. I just want to use it all up. I'll pick up some of that. And what I can do is add some more water so it beads up a bit more. And I'm just going to keep picking up the ink and having some fun with the placement of it. And this one's obviously more mixed together, but it creates a really fun. Now I am going to clean this up because I've got enough on here. That's why we need a messy rag. So let's dry these. And so what happens is I'm going to dry these a little. And what I could do is actually take my paper towel and pull some of the ink away to take off some, to give it less. You can even, like, you could cover the entire paper so that you don't have any white spots left. My cord for my heat gun's getting caught, sorry. There we go. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this. I'm taking the time right now to dry it well. And if you're not happy with it, you can actually do more of this. So I'm going to show you what happens is if you, so here's the thing, you go back in while your paper is still wet, your ink will blend with what's already on the paper, okay? But I'm going to show you, just going to get that away so I don't get it spread everywhere. I'm going to show you what happens when you go back in after your paper's dry, okay, after the ink is dried. I love how there's little pockets of white in the actual smooshed ink on this one. Really like how that looks. I'm going to take a little bit off the edge there. It's a bit too wet. And come back over to this one. Do you see how you can see the texture of the paper more in this one, right? That one's still a bit wet. Really love how these, and I'm just drawing the back too just to straighten it out a bit. Alright, I think that's good enough for now. So now what I want to do is add a bit more of, I think on this one especially, I want to add some more blue. So what I'm going to do is go back in, whoops, and smoosh this a bit more. And I'll just do this, make it good and wet. And so now you'll see, since this is dry, what will happen is that we'll get, oh look, see there is a little bit of other color still on my mat. That's okay. Is this won't, it shouldn't, it shouldn't interact with the ink that's already on here if this is dry enough. I hope it is. So let's go, I'm going to go in here. Just move it around a little bit. And I want to come up to the top and add a little bit. Do you see how the color is staying true there? I love that. I think it looks so cool. And it's not taking long, right? Like, this is just a couple minutes of playing around with it. And maybe I'll even add a bit more on this one too. Just because I love this color. This, I don't know, I'm drawn to these shades of teal and blues. I just like them a lot. And if there's too much, we can just dab at this a little bit to pick up some of the ink. And dab that a little bit. And then come back in and pick up the rest. See what happened there? I got some nice little pockets of blue. I'm going to clean that up a bit. And let's dry these. And then I'm going to show you one more cool thing you can do with these to add even more interest. So the more wet you make the ink on your all-purpose mat, your messy mat, the more blending will happen. It'll move around the paper more. It'll blend with the other colors more. If you want a more stronger or brighter color, then you want to do it before it really gets a chance to blend, or with less ink on, or water, sorry, sprayed in. The other thing you can do if you don't have a messy mat, so maybe you just have a desk and you don't have something that this stuff can wipe off easily, you could also use packaging. So we all have, you know, the packaging that we've used from whatever we got our products in and stuff like that. Like, for example, the Thin Guts. You can use this plastic packaging to do the exact same thing if you want a bit more control over where the color lands. You would smoosh your ink on the packaging, spritz it, and then pat it onto your paper. So that's kind of like doing it the other way around. Very doable and has a bit more control. I'm not going to take the time to show you how to do that in this video today. But here are some super colorful pieces. I'm just checking to see if I think I might be dry. Now, these pieces can be used as card backgrounds. You can die cut beautiful butterflies out of these pieces. I think that would look really, really pretty. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet. Maybe I might show you both options. Because, of course, when I make something, I'm going to do a card or a project with it afterwards so you can see what I do. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of our shimmer brushes, the black, and I'm going to kind of add some interest to these with some black. And we're going to do a spatter technique. I love the shimmer brushes because they have so much really fun stuff. Okay, I have to squeeze them out a little bit here. Here's another reason why you need a messy mat. And a towel. So, there. I'm just going to add a bit of interest. And then, what I can do is, even if I want to use this panel, I can edge it in black. I can put my sentiment in black. And there's already black on here to allow it to just blend in all together and look really beautiful. So, there we go. There's my lid. And for those of you who are curious, I put this on here myself. They don't come labeled. This is actually vinyl from the Cricut, and I cut it with my Cricut. It took forever. I had to actually put liquid glass on top to make sure they didn't move around too much, but that's what that is. All right, so there we go. So again, let's just recap for a second as I clean up. You're going to smoosh your ink pad on your messy mat, and then you will spray some water on, and then you're going to place your paper on top of the ink that you just smushed all over your messy mat, your all-purpose mat. And then you can heat set it or let it dry. If you want more color to blend in, you're going to put it back down while the ink on your paper is still wet. If you don't want the new color to blend in, then you need to dry your paper before you add more color. Now, can you see the little shimmers there? Isn't that pretty? I just love shimmer brushes. They're so cool. All right, that's it. That's all I have for today. So I hope that gives you some interesting ideas of what to use these this technique for, and stay tuned because I am going to make stuff out of these. So I will, I'm not sure when that'll happen. We'll have to see. It's a busy week, but thanks for watching, and I hope you're all having a great day. All right, thanks. Bye.